Good morning, party people. Good morning, good morning. I decided to start out on this side of the room today for funsies. Let's see how it goes. I'm already tangled up with all my wires. Good morning, everybody. How we doing? Let's see who's on here. We got Linda. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Donna. Good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon, Anita. Good morning, Lois. Hi, Gina. Sorry, Ginny. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Linda Renz. Hello. Leanne Perry's in the house. Hello, good morning. Good morning, Deborah. Hi, everybody. And Marianne is here, and Jan. Look at me popping in early. Jan, you're a busy lady. You always got things going on. Good morning, Charlie. It's Phyllis. Phyllis, I was going to call you the other day. Things have gone awry. I don't know. We might have to figure it out. I don't know. I'm trying to do stuff. It's not working. It's not working. Good morning, Susan. Good morning, Rosanna. Good morning, Rose. All right. So we are over here today. I am not really put together too much. It was raining. I took Lily up on the hill in my gardening shoes because this is like my little galoshes. So we just got back. So I was just kind of like wet and we're muddy. We had to wash paws and all kinds of things. So we're just barely getting into it today. but we're here. And we brought coffee, so that's all that matters. Good morning, Barb. Today we are going to be working on the Labradorite necklace, the other one. Let's see if my phone's working over there. Oh yeah, it is. I covered everything up with this paper. Well, Carol, that's the way it goes. Everybody says, hi, Phyllis. Yeah, I might have to make a trip. I don't know what the deal is. I'm thinking about it. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to the Peace Gardens next weekend, but we may need to do a trip. I gotta go see Amber anyways. Maybe I'll talk to her, see what's going on. Who knows? Good morning. Randy and Thunder chatters. Yesterday was 100 degrees. Today is 58. That seems right. That seems right for Montana, PK. That's about how it was here. Jeff said he got out of his truck. It said it was 112 in the truck. I don't know what it was outside, but it was pretty dang hot. And then today it's like raining and it's like, does it tell me on my desktop? Or does my desktop not know where I am now? I don't know. But it's like 60, maybe. It's like icky pants. Good morning. Hello. Rosanna, I did catch a little bit of your live yesterday. So, remember I told you guys I was going to go out and to the DMV and do that and then come back, and I did that, and I came back and I just caught like the very tail end of the necklace when you're talking about, are you going to keep it or are you going to sell it? That one. So I did do that yesterday. I am officially a North Dakota driver. Now let me tell you about the microaggressions that are going on over at the DMV in North Dakota, because we can't get it together. This is just proof that I stand up for both sides. These microaggressions are against traditional wives. I know you were thinking I was going to say something about the more, liberal part of it. No. So I went in there and I'm like, hey, I need a driver's license. I'm standing there with my Minnesota. Hey, hold on. There's an ad that's confusing me. I'm standing there with my Minnesota Real ID. Real ID. Standing there with my passport and my passport card. And I say, hey, I need a North Dakota driver's license. They said if I made an appointment that I could transfer this over. They said, yeah, but it doesn't transfer. The Real ID doesn't transfer. And I said, well, that's okay. I have the documents. She said, okay, great. So we get going on it. And this is what they said this to me. This is the part where I'm like, wow, okay. So I give her the documents. Now I understand. Everybody's got their things. But she said, okay, so she wanted to know the address things. So I give her the lease, and then it has my name on it. And then she says, okay, we need another like a utility bill or something with your name on it. And I said, well, I don't have that. I don't have a utility bill. And she's like, you don't pay bills? And I said, no, my husband pays bills. And she said, your name's not on one bill? And I said, no. And she was like, well, that seems like a you problem. And I was like, okay, well. She's like, maybe you could have your husband put one of the bills in your name. First of all, let's not be encouraging people to put bills in people's names, because you don't know if those people can pay the bills. Clearly, there's a reason that their name isn't on it in the first place. Not saying that's my story. I'm just saying we shouldn't be doing that. So I said, well, I don't know what to tell you. This is all the things that I have in my name that are coming to the house. I said, I have a business, and that goes to a different address because I've rented a UPS box. Would that work? Nope, because that's not the physical address. I said, okay, well then at this point, this is what I have. And I said, what can we do? And she said, you could just get a regular driver's license. Here's my question. I have a Minnesota Real ID. I have a passport and a passport card. And she doesn't think any of that is sufficient to give me a real ID, but will give me a North Dakota driver's license. Not even an identification card, a driver's license. I said, this don't make no sense, but okay. All right. So I said, well, that's fine. I have my passport because that'll get you anywhere. Because, you know, I'm going to Canada next week. This weekend, I'm going to Canada. I told her that. I said, I'm going to Canada. I have my passport. I'm sure it'll be fine. Good morning, everybody. I'm just going to tell this story and then we're going to move on. So, okay. So then, after I got done with that, with her and her little like, oh, why don't you pay bills speech, I went over to the desk and there was two people at the desk and I asked this, there was a man and a woman. And I asked, in just because they just could both hear me, and I said, hey, I have a question. If we need to just moved here from Minnesota, we need to get plates on our car. And my husband's name is on the title of the vehicle, and my name is not on the title of the vehicle, but I'm on the insurance. Can I still come and get the plates, or does he have to come and get the plates because the title is in his name? And the guy said to me, why isn't your name on the title? And I said, well, because it's in my husband's name. He said, well, you should have your husband put and XYZ your name on the title. And I said, well, he's not going to do that. And he said, well, that's not good for you. That's what he said to me. Now, we all know Jefferson Ham. We know Jefferson Ham is a good one. But let's say he wasn't. Let's say they're giving out these advice to people who are not in a good situation. And first of all, it's none of their damn business who's paying bills and who's on the thing. And I said, and the thing is that they've set it up. The reason it's a microaggression is because they've set it up in a way where you need two forms of this situation. Now, I get this is like, whatever. I get it. But I'm like, that's like when a pregnant woman goes to the doctor and they ask her when her husband's coming. They assume she's married to a man. That's a microaggression. It's aggression from your moral compass that you're putting on and projecting onto another person. That's what a microaggression is. An outright aggression or a macroaggression is when you're calling like derogatory names at someone. A microaggression is when you don't mean to do it, but you're doing it just based on how you live your life, right? You're not trying to be mean. You're just like, oh, this makes no sense to me. You're kind of ignorant. And so I said to this guy, I said, well, my husband isn't going to put the car in my name. I just need to know if he needs to come down and get the plates. And he was like, well, that's not good for you. But yes, he's going to have to come here and do it. And I was like, okay, what do we need to bring with us to do that? And he said he needs to bring his ID and the title to the vehicle. And I said, okay. And I said, do we need to bring the insurance? And he said, no. And then the woman said, well, you should really make sure that you're on all of those things, because what if something happens? And I'm like, listen, I know that. They're talking to me like I don't know this. I'm just saying, like, these things are insane. I'm like, why are you telling this to people at the DMV? Get it together. Like, what are we doing? Oh my gosh. I'm confused. In Texas, your driver's license is your ID. What's a real ID? Hi, Charlie. A real ID is an ID that is a driver's license that has a little star on it that you have to prove with extra like documents. You have to have like a birth certificate, a social security card, a utility bill, apparently, your lease agreement saying you live in the state, and like there's just like extra things they want you to bring to prove that you are who you are. And that has a little star on it. You need it to fly. In 2025 now, I think it's 2025, or maybe they moved it out again, 2026, who knows what's going on. They've been saying you're going to need the real ID to fly, like on an airplane, any airplane, or a passport. And I have a passport. I've had a passport since 2018. But it expires in 2 years. But anyways. So anyway, I call Jefferson. I tell him the whole thing. I'm upsetty spaghetti. I'm like, these people out here are being some kind of way to the traditional wives. Normally it's the other way around. People are being kind of nasty to the not traditional wives. And he was like, what the hell? So then here's the thing. MDU, you know, the electric company, they've caught on to this. They understand that people are going through it. So they have put a thing on their website, because Jeff went on their website. This is the electric company. He said, it's fine. I'll put a bill in your name. I said, okay. So he goes on the line, and he at the MDU added my name to the electric bill. So now it says Jefferson and Randy, right? And so now I can use this to take to this lady and be like, here's your utility bill. But they must know that this is going on, because he said when they did the drop-down list, because it says, how is this person related to you? So it does a drop-down list. It's like this long, right? And I'm just like, that's insane. So you just change it online, and then you can print that off and take it there. It makes no sense. Anyways, that's my rant for today. What if the spouse isn't available? They've passed away, or they're serving overseas or something. Yeah. We need a real ID, but now they're saying maybe you need it. Some have it, and I don't know. I have a passport. Yeah. I also have a passport. You can use your passport to fly. When you get a passport, they also give you like a little identification card. It's like a passport, but it looks like a driver's license kind of thing. And you can fly with that, because I don't like to fly with both. I don't like to leave my house with my passport, for being honest about it. I don't like it, because I'll lose it. I'm a crazy person. Then that'll be bad. Mine has a star on it. It's 4 years old. I guess I can fly. There you go. Yeah, they have little stars on them. This is a legitimate rant. Yeah, I'm just like, can't win out here, I feel like, as a woman sometimes. It's just like, oh, you don't have a husband? Well, then, okay. Or you do have a husband? Well, then, you know, you should do all this. And I'm just like, oh my God, can you just please? The thing is like, I had all these documents. Like, I had a real ID, and they just were like, that doesn't transfer. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, I have a passport. In order to get a passport, they do like all kinds of things. I think they even do background on you, don't they, to get a passport? Like, they do all kinds of stuff. I don't remember. But I'm just like, all right, lady. Whatever. So anyways, I'm a North Dakota driver, but I do not have a real ID. I may or may not really be who I say I am. I don't drive, so I only have an ID with stars. Oh, well, yeah, I think that's still a real ID. Because it's just an ID, right? It's a driver's license or an ID if it has the star. I have to renew my license in November. I got a star when I renewed mine about 3 years ago. Yeah, I just don't want to have to go. My passport is in my purse. I never know where. I just want to hit the road. Yeah, you never know, Gloria. That's true. Maybe I should do that. You never know when you might just need to get going. You don't have time to run home and get the passport. That's funny. Good morning. Anyways. These comments are going really fast. Yeah, mind your business. And if the situation isn't great, how does that help? That's what I'm saying. Right, Kimberly? Like, what? If it's not a good situation, then you're not helping. Oh my gosh. Oh, Charlie doesn't know where your passport is. Better find it. Better find it. You might need it. All right. So anyway, all that to say this. Then I came back to the house and I did some stuff around here with my new North Dakota driver's license and my new electric bill, and I tried to make some little videos, some short videos. Short videos are so confusing. So I made some the other day, and I'll show you. Let me see. Let's go over here. This is the back end of YouTube, in case you're wondering. Okay, so shorts. So I went to these shorts. I made these two on the weekend. This was the dragonfly necklace. One. This one had music over the top of it. I'm gonna ask you guys, so I'll ask you. So it had just music over the top of it. I wasn't talking, just had music. This one got 901 views since the weekend, and 9 comments, and 100% of people, 62 people liked it. Then the next day, on Sunday, I put out this one about the filigree earrings. This one I narrated over the top of the video, explaining what I was doing in the video. This one got 902 views, it got 5 comments, and 98.6% people liked it. One person did a thumbs down of 72 people. So I was like, well, it's kind of the same amount of people, so I didn't know. So I made this other video about these earrings I'm wearing right now. Because remember the other day I said I'm going to make these like 70 acrylic earrings, which I did, and they were lovely. And made a little short, and then I edited it, and then I put music on it, and then uploaded it, and then YouTube was like, can't do that. I was like, what? Because I just did it right here. I did it on this one. This one, they said it can't have this song on things that are more than 60 seconds long. I said, well, this video is 2 minutes and 55 seconds long. So I don't know what you're talking about, bro. So anyways, I had to take it down. And then I got frustrated and angry. And I was like, I'm going to bed. I don't even care about this anymore. But I made 3 little videos. And I'm going to show you, I finished up the necklace. I finished up a necklace. I finished these earrings. And I finished something else. What else was there? Or something else. Anyway, I can't remember what the other thing was now. That's crazy. Anyway, so here we go. And then today we're going to start designing on our lab necklace. So for the lab necklace, I'm using the Obsidian, these guys that we launched yesterday. I'm going to use the natural Obsidian also, I think. These gold hematites right here. And these chippy labs. Chippy labs. And that's the plan. Oh, and the pendant, I guess, that too. And the lab pendant. Wherever he went. Is he on here and I just missed him? Hello? Oh, maybe he got bumped to the second page. Yeah. And one of these labs. Have you guys been getting your labs? You said filigree earrings. What? Sorry, everybody's talking. And a real ID. I'm not even sure where my passport is. I think that it takes longer to get a passport now. 8 weeks. Yeah, it takes time to get a passport. I can't remember. I got mine 8 years ago, so I don't know. It was a long time though. I got it in the mail. I just leave the state on a whim and visit family and friends. Well, good for you, Gloria. I've had a star for a while now. When I was in Ghana, everywhere I went, they wanted my ID and passport and or driver's license. When did you go to Ghana? That sounds lovely. Hi, Jan. Use the bill. Get your ID with the star and then have them take your name off of the bill. You have to have a passport to go to different state. Shame on that person. When I renewed my license for New York to Nevada, my star came too. Oh yeah, I'm sure the stars will transfer in other states, just not North Dakota, because North Dakota... Oh, and can I also just add, she said, have you ever had a North Dakota driver's license before? And I said, well, yeah, I was born here. I got one when I was 14 or whatever for the farm. And then I said, I suppose I moved away like 12 years ago. So about 10, 12 years ago, I probably had a North Dakota driver's license. So she found me and she goes, oh yeah, here you are in the system. Okay. Crazy lady. Did it sell out? Live chat. Did you said filigree earrings? Did it sell out? The filigree earrings? Is that what you're asking? Is that what you're asking me? I can look. Originally, those filigree joiners were in a different... I want to say they were in Nature Awakening collection, but I don't know if that's true. We shall take a look. Yeah, here they are in the Nature's Awakening. These guys right here. These are the ones that I made the filigree earrings out of on that little short video. They're $1.30 each. They're not sold by the pair. Maybe I should change this to a pair so it doesn't seem misleading. Do you think this seems misleading? Maybe I should do that. Let me make a note. If I sold them by the pair, then they would be $2.60. I will make a note. R4536 sold by pair, question mark. I will look into this because it does seem kind of, but if you read it, it also is confusing. Okay, I think I'm gonna change this to pairs. They're not bagged up as pairs, but may as well, right? I'll just have to make a note in the inventory when I'm packing to do them as pairs, and then I'll change the price. So it'll be $2.60 for the pair, and then you don't have to worry about ordering two because it's a little misleading. I'll give you that. Dun, dun, dun. I was upstate. I went over the Niagara Falls in Canada. Oh. They wanted a passport. In Canada? Oh. Well, I have that. I'll be right back. I keep forgetting to pull out my lab pendant. I would like to use it. Yeah, we're gonna design this today. Oh, by the way, I got the new printer, which will be fun. I'll show it to you guys. Sorry, I'm reading the comments. PK needs to stretch and grab a refill on her coffee. The receptionist took the day off. Good afternoon, Helen. You missed my rant about the DMV. Nowadays, passports are like gold. I see. I got my lab heart yesterday. Oh, yeah. You're New York, right, Gloria? Why is it so slow over there? That seems like a long time ago. Since when do you have to have a passport to go out of state? I've been to New Mexico, Oklahoma. Leave the country. No, you don't have to have it when you go out of state. You have to have it when you fly. I believe even when you fly domestically, you have to have a real or ID with the star or a passport to fly. So like, say I'm flying to Las Vegas to go do Las Vegas things, I still have to have those things with me. I don't know why. They've been talking about putting it into action for quite a long time. Every time I've been to the airport, they have a big sign that says, don't forget, in 2025, you're going to need a real ID to fly as of May, whatever. But they've been saying that for 8 years. 8 years. I know that because that's the year I got my passport because I was freaking out because that was the first year I think me and Jeff ever flown to Vegas. And like it was a big deal because we had to save all of our money, and we were both working full-time jobs, and it was like we had to take time off of work and whatever. So I was like really wanted to make sure that there wasn't going to be any hang-ups on the flying. And I had went on the website and was looking at the requirements for flying, and they said, oh, blah, 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 you might need your Real ID and or passport by this date. And I was like, oh, so I went and got my passport just in case. I also got my Real ID, and then that was in 2018, because that's the year that because your passport's only good for 10 years. So I looked at it yesterday, and it said 2018 to 2028. And I was like, oh, so they've been saying that for 8 years. So that's why I'm like, yeah. Niagara Falls. Oh yeah, in Canada. That's in Canada. You need a passport to go to and come back from Canada. Yeah, I'm going to Canada this weekend. I'm not going to Niagara Falls. I'm going to the Peace Gardens. And I don't know what the situation will be with, like, because half the Peace Gardens is in the Canada side and half the Peace Gardens is in the North Dakota side. So I don't know what the situation is there, but maybe I'll get a stamp on my passport. Or maybe they won't let me in because I have a DUI. Or maybe they won't let me in because I think they're on strike and not letting anybody in. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what's going on with Canada. You can go onto the government site for most large post offices, and they have applications and they take photos. Yes, that is true. I think I got mine added up. I got mine in Minnesota. I want to say it was like at a passport DMV type situation. Like a DMV, I don't know. I had to look it up online. I remember that. Leaving the country because I have a book of stamps in different countries. I like having my book stamped in different countries. Yeah. How many stamps you got on there, Gloria? I don't have any on mine. I'm sad. I don't have any stamps. Also, I don't know, like we've discussed earlier, I don't know if this was just because it was right after I had the baby, but I had a like issue flying last time I flew. Like I had really bad anxiety, which was not normal. So I don't know. So now I'm like, can I be flying around? I don't think I could be flying around across the ocean like for hours and hours, like 14 hours, 29 hours in the plane. I don't think I could do it. I really don't. I think I would lose my mind. If my body is found outside the U.S., I was kidnapped. Oh no! I have a stamp for Ireland. Some post offices in Texas do passport pictures and applications. Mexico, London, Paris, and Bulgaria? Bulgaria sounds fun. Well, that's fun. I guess I could go to Mexico. I probably do really well in Mexico. That'd probably be fun. Okay. Anyway, so that's the goings-ons with that. We're going to jump over here and show you some stuff. Oh, poor Winter. She's just asleep on my chair. Oops, that's the wrong button. Winter. 2 hours to Florida is more than enough for me. Same, Leah. I go to Vegas, it takes like 3 hours. And I'm just like, I've gone to Arizona. I've flown to Arizona, flown to Denver. I've been in some bigger airports. Where did I fly out of? Did I fly out of San Antonio? I don't remember. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think going for like hours and hours is going to be my cup of tea, to be honest with you. Okay, so here's the goings-ons over here. I finished up this guy. This is part of the short that I was trying to make yesterday. Oh, I see Mr. Bunsen was up here doing his nighttime routine. The kitties seem to love their chairs. I know. Oh, that's back. So I finished this up. As you will remember, we started this guy. Oh, I don't even know. It must have been, what, last week? Week before even? I finished it on a short. Kind of. Like, I wanted to try to record it for a short or whatever. But again, I'm struggling with that. So that'll come out when it comes out, I guess. This is the moonstone necklace with the lab. And it was knotted. And we used the rose quartz. Or, I'm sorry. The copper hematites. And then these are moonstones. So these were the bracelet that I broke apart. Remember that? So yeah, that's how that ended up going. It turned out really well, I think. As far as like the length and everything. I'm wearing a V shirt, but okay. I'm never wearing the right shirt. On the day we need to try things on, I'm never wearing the right shirt. But here we are. I think it turned out really good. It moves, like, these move. It actually, the makeup of this little pendant is a razzle dazzle you might want to keep in mind when you're doing stuff, because it, like, then it's always, like, hanging the right way. You know what I mean? You know? Just saying. So that's quite lovely. Woo! The bargain bead box bundle last night had a kitty theme. Somebody sent me the video on the bat phone. I can't remember exactly who sent it to me. They sent me a link, and I think for I might react to the video. We might watch it and react to the video on members only tomorrow, because I haven't seen it, and it's supposed to be bargain bead boxes 10-year celebration bundle or something. I don't know. Something like that anyway. So I think we might watch that together tomorrow and check it out and see if that's something that we want to do. But anyways, yeah, this guy's done. He turned out really nice. I like it. It feels substantial. These hematites really add a lot of weight, which makes it feel nice. So I think it turned out really good. Moonstone Hematite Lab. Yeah. So I finished that yesterday. And then today we're going to start working on this one. So these are ones that we picked out the other day as well, when we picked out these ones, and I kind of split them up. I got the cat bundle. It is going to work out well for gifts to several of my family members. I thought it was cute, but I would have rather had more beads than all the cats. Well, I didn't get to see the cats. Anniversary celebration, a new bundle every day for 10 days. Oh! Okay, see, I'm way behind. So, maybe, well, okay, so do they put out a new bundle, like, if we wanted, like, do they show it in a video? Like, if we wanted to watch the new bundle on Wednesday during the members only, could we do that? Would it be new, or would it be old? Or, like, what are we doing? Yes, but it's sold already. Oh. It would be new. Oh, cool. Well, what do you guys know what time it comes out? Will it be out by 3 o'clock? What is on my bucket? Lauren is putting out a video each day showing the bundles for that day. This is day 4. They get released at 7 and sold out. p.m. sneak peek Central Time. 3 p.m. sneak peek Central Time. 3 p.m. Well, that's when we start our morning coffee, or that's when we start our Central Time. Yeah, so okay. So it'll maybe be live then, or maybe she's already done the recorded. So it should be just coming out then when we're doing our members only at 3. Well, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna make a note so I don't forget. Put on the back of this other note I have for myself. That'll be fun. Okay, so we got members only. Bargain bead box. New bead drop video, I guess. I checked this morning. There are still 42 cat bundles. I didn't watch that. Well, this is day 4. What were the other ones? Were they all cats? Or was it not all cats? Oh, that'll be fun. So I guess if you guys want to watch the new one with me, I'm going to watch it on members only. If you're members, that'll be fun. If you want to watch it together. No, yesterday was the cats. Each one is different. Oh, okay. Okay, so both of these stones, so, okay, we're going to put this guy together, so we need a little context, okay? So these are all things that you can purchase on Thunderhorse Descendant. All of these are up on the website. We've talked about them. Today we are going to put together the Golden Sheen Obsidian and the lab chips, okay? We're going to make a design for this, probably start it if we have time. I've been jabbering on all morning. But it says, both of these stones are known for their protective and intuitive energies. Labradorite is often called the stone of transformation. It helps awaken your inner magic, heightens your intuition, and protects your aura like a cloak of light. It has a gentle, shifting flash, like a whisper from another realm, reminding us to trust the inner guidance, especially during change. Wind? Oh, Western themed. I thought you said wind themed. Sorry. Anyways. Golden Sheen Obsidian, on the other hand, is deeply grounding. So we talked about that yesterday. If you were here yesterday when we launched these, we did a whole thing talking about Golden Sheen Obsidian. If you didn't see that, you can go back watch a live yesterday. It was in the beginning of the video. It's also on the blog. But we talked about how these darker stones are generally like protective stones. Like that's a way for you to remember how, like, if it's a darker stone, a black or a dark brown, it's generally a protective stone. On the other hand, a deeply grounding stone. It acts as a shield, guarding against negativity and cutting through illusions. That golden shimmer that you see isn't just pretty. It represents clarity, self-reflection, and the light that we carry even in dark places. It's like holding a mirror to your inner truth. So when we're combining these two stones, like we're going to do in this necklace, we're combining the two, we are blending vision and protection. Labradorite helps us to dream and grow, while Golden Sheen Obsidian helps us to stay rooted and strong while we do so. They're like partners in balance, light and shadow, intuition and grounding, transformation and truth. And it's exactly that is what we're building into this necklace today. A wearable reminder that you can be both open-hearted and protected, both dreaming and standing your ground. So that's kind of the dealio for this necklace, which I love because, you know, I love like the whole yin and yang of everything, the dark and the light, the opposite, the opposing. So this is actually going to work out pretty well for me. Amazonite and beachy. Oh, that sounds fun. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Brandy. Thank you. I missed yesterday. I will watch. It's a pretty mix. I remember now. It was Amazonite. Yeah, Amazonite goes really well with a lot of beachy themes. Like if you're working for beachy themes, Amazonite is really good, especially the black and gold Amazonite, because it gives like the stones and the beach with the browns and the different blacks and browns that are generally in there, but then also the water with like the teal and the Amazonite greeny, you know, type things. So it does work really good for that. Where's my book? All right, so let's see. This is going to be my star of the show, although I am going to take this guy off of here because he is silver, and I am going to go gold on this. This is just a pinch bail. I'll be honest with you, pinch bails are not my favorite just because I have trust issues. If they had longer pinchy things, I think I'd be okay with it. Like these guys, and some of them do. Like these guys, if they were longer and went more through the hole. But okay. So here's what we're working with. This, I believe, is one of the $10 labs from the website. And this one we chose because it's more of a blue gold. When we did this one was more. Oh no, not this one. Oh, we already sold that one. That's what it was. This is not. Okay. Anyway, ignore that. So we're gonna get my book and I'm gonna make a design and we're gonna do it up as soon as I find the book. Where is the book? Yeah, here it is. These are our bargain bead box that we still have to make. We'll probably start working on that this week as well. At some point, we got to work on this one. This is bargain bead box project 1 for July. Project 2 and 3 and 4. Leave some empty pages for some pictures. Good morning. All right, let's do this. So originally I thought I wanted to do a double strand of this. These two are the same size. This guy is not the same size. Questionable. It's also obsidian. This is also obsidian. This is a rainbow obsidian. Okay, good. Give him a minute. I don't say good morning to each person today because I'm changing my bed linen. That's okay. Okay, I got a plan. What I want to do, I think, is I want a multi-strand, but I want it to look like a front toggle multi-strand. But I want to look like a front toggle multi-strand and not necessarily be one. I want it to look like you've wrapped it around your neck 1, maybe 2 times, but you haven't actually done that. So I'm thinking what we need to do is we need to get some metal out here to make it make sense, and I'm going gold. To find us a good toggle clasp. I just feel bad for the toggle clasps because you know I'm always war on the toggle clasps, but I have a bunch of them. Here's some right here. Now this toggle clasp is just going to be for looksies, so I could use this one or this little tiny one. This little tiny one doesn't really make sense. Although this one is a different color gold than my hematite, although I like it. I wish I had something like this but bigger. Maybe I can look in the drawer. You know, because they're the same color-ish. And plus, for how big this necklace is, it's probably not going to make sense. So I might have to look in the drawer for that. But also I need here's some little Tinky Tot. These are Tinky Tot spacers. They're 3 millimeters. They're tiny. Teeny tiny. I don't know if we have the gold ones on the website, but I do know we have silver for sure. We probably have gold too. I'll put these over here. We're gonna need a little bit of, are we gonna cap things? Chain? Are we just gonna space them? That's too much. Talking to myself, don't mind me. Okay, let me look over here for a different clasp. Aha! We've got all kinds of clasps. I kind of like this droppy one. It's kind of fun. Ooh, a flower. I don't think I want a flower. I got a heart. I got just a little guy. I don't want a little guy. I do like this one. You are silver. You go over here. This one's fun. I think I'm gonna go with this one. I think I'm gonna go with this one. Okay, and then I'm going to need a link, bales, and connections. Ooh. Bales and connections, here we go. You got new sheets from Marshalls. Were they any good, or are those, they're like, I really like that's fun. Okay, so just kind of looking to see which one of these is going to go best with my toggle clasp. I think not that one. This one. Okay. So we're gonna need, could do all this with beads. So in my head it goes like this. This is the pendant. This is supposed to look like it's all one necklace that you've wrapped around your neck. I blocked an ad. They are okay. The ones I get from Target are the ones I love. Those are the same ones I love. The Target sheets. So this is the pendant. Now I think I need some gold hoopla. I need a little bit of gold hoopla over here. Here's some little nubby ones. It's different than my other guys. Not that it'll much matter. Some of these have patina, these little star spacers. Some of these have patina and some don't. I might need them. But for right now, I just want these little nubby guys. Oh, sorry, I'm way zoomed out. You guys can't see what's going on over here. The Target sheets have a high thread count. Yes, like 800 thread count or something. Egyptian cotton. Love it. They're $100, but in my opinion, totally worth it. Me and Jefferson have had ours for like a gazillion years, literally like 10 years or something. I say it's worth it. Okay. So we kind of do a mix. We pick a pattern with all these beads. We pick a pattern. I want to kind of make these metals coming off the top here. All right, and then I know you can't really see this in your brain, but I'm gonna get it together, don't worry. I think we're gonna have to hook it to chain. To be determined. This guy is gonna be in the front over here, kind of like he's gonna not really be in use, but he's just gonna appear like he's in use. He's gonna appear like this is a toggle clasp situation, but it's actually gonna clasp in the back with like chain, okay? So let me draw it out so you can see what I'm talking about. Well, I should get some chain actually. Let me see what I got in the drawer. Oh, we got all kinds of gold because we have all this beadalon chain that came in the Hooba Jobber boxes. What are they called? The blind boxes or whatever they did. And I think I got, I don't remember, 3 of them? Something like that. I like this paperclip chain. Although this is giving a different color than my other gold items. Which is not my favorite. Hi! They feel like hotel sheets. Got this Rollo chain. It's not horrible. What is this? This is the right color. This stainless steel. No. It is not stainless steel. Maybe this one. Got the same vibe, but it's a little more heavy duty. How did you like Bargain Bead Box Ice Cream Shop? Me? I did. I liked it. We've got some plans for it. Where's my scissors? We've got some plans for it. We'll probably start working on this week. If you're like, what's going on? I am just easing back into doing my plans and my videos and stuff, and I've decided to not be worried or rushed or whatever. There's lots of projects to be made, and the reality is that we can't make all these projects in a gazillion years. So I'm just doing what I can. Not gonna be worried about it. Taking my sweet little time. Oh, and it's not usually like that before. Usually before I was like, oh, I gotta hurry up and get this done and get that done. And you know what happens when you do that? You don't have fun anymore. And that's not good. Okay, this chain is still a little bit different color, but I'm going for it. I like the vibe. I like the size of the chain. Okay, so I know this looks like crazy town to you guys, so I'm gonna mark it out. Okay. Okay, so let's see. In my head, this goes up here on both sides, goes around. This is beaded. I don't know the design of this. It's going to be chips and all these other beads. I don't know if it'll be the same on each side. It might be asymmetrical. I'm not sure. I don't know things and stuff. This is our first strand. Okay, let's imagine that our neck is here. So let's go to the back. However, where this beading is going to end, this is going to be chain. Right here, this is chain. We're going to have to do beading wire onto the chain, this chain, for the back. Now, there's going to be a false second strand. Now, the second strand, I don't know if that's going to come out of the beading here or if it's going to be, we may as well just attach it to the chain, yeah? Okay, so we'll attach it to the chain, right, like this. It's going to come over to the side where it doesn't make sense, and that's where this toggle clasp is going to go. So, toggle clasp right here. This is not going to actually be in use. This is going to be beads as well. Beads, 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 beads. Beads, beads. Back here is where your clasp is actually going to be. I'm just going to put an Old Faithful for now just because it's easy to draw in, but I might use a different kind. Hi! Are cabs for sale in the shop? This guy here? This is actually a drilled pendant, and they are for sale in the shop. Yep. Labradorite pendant, and they are under, they're under the Twilight Garden category. They're $10. We could even possibly do a third strand if we wanted to. I think we wait and see how we feel about the false second strand. And if we want to do a third. If we wanted to do a third, you could just do it here and it would just be one strand that just goes in the front. So why is it important for it to be, why is it important for it to be false? For me personally, I don't like things wrapped around my neck because they just always tell you not to do that, you know, because you could get choked or whatever. Like I worked in the prison and you're not supposed to like wrap your lanyards or anything around your neck. So I like the like lariat type style necklace, but I always end up in a situation where I'm like, I don't feel safe. So with this, we will be able to make it appear like it is that, but it is not that, you know? So I'm kind of excited about it. We do have a lot of beads and we might be able to do it. Of course, I don't know how long, much longer, but we'll deal with that tomorrow when we start the process. But we have a design and we have our beads. So that's what it's going to look like anyways. What's going on here? There we go. I think it's going to be good. I think once we get going on it, because see, this will be like this. This will be like that, and this will be connected to the pendant. And then I want to have gold, these little gold nubbies coming off right here. I don't know if I want that on both sides, but then we'll focus on making a design, you know? I think it's gonna be good. I like it. All right, what are we gonna call this? Let's call this light and shadow. What was your double tip pen? Oh, this pen? This pen is from Erin Condren. I do like to use their pens a lot for stuff and things because they got this side, but it's not a painty side. It's just like a regular writing side. Like a lot of times I use a bunch of these. Like if you guys get cards from me, I use these a lot for that. So that's why they always kind of have a thicker side, because I like to use this medium thick side. But they're from Erin Condren. I would say don't get them unless they're on sale, because when they're not on sale, they're crazy town expensive. Light and shadow. Wait, should I spell it light? L-I, yeah, I should. L-I-G-H-T, light and shadow. Lab and Golden Sheen Obsidian. Obsidian necklace. Cool. Yeah, I dig it. And then we could even put our little notes in over here. I could do that. And then when we get done, we'll take photos and we can put them over here. Usually I put the photo right here so you can see it together. I'll probably do that. And then I'll put my notes in. My notes are here. So yeah. I'm excited. I think it's going to be good. Well, we didn't do any beading today, but we did some planning and we did some talking and we drank some coffee, and that's all that matters, right? That's what we're here for. Yeah, so I get the Erin Condren pens. I have an Erin Condren. They have a sale. It's probably going to be coming soon. It's like, because it's like a stationery website, Erin Condren, when the kids go back to school in August, so it's probably coming soon. Sometimes they have like a big sale, and they'll do like, and they always have a Black Friday sale. Black Friday is a good time to go. Hi, Jefferson. They have like 70% off their stuff, and that's generally when I will order pens for the year. Also, Shannon really liked these pens as well for like when we were writing cards and stuff, so we did get quite a few colors of them. I've been using these for a long time. But I do like them for writing in my books because they also write over the paint. Again, back to this paint that I get from Ranger. So you can write over it with just like, this is not a permanent pen. It's just like a regular, whatever, washi pen. It's going to be gorgeous. I know, I'm super excited. Jefferson is probably at his office hiding out from the rain because, you know, roofing. Right? Yeah, I think it's going to be good. And I like the way this one turned out. I'm going to try to get these little shorts up for you guys or whatever. I'm working on it. I'm trying something new. But today, we are going to... We and I are going to be working on packing and shipping. It's a packing and shipping day today. I've been trying to work on my little work schedule, you know, because it's different now. So Monday is kind of like where I can run around and do some like errands and stuff. And then today is a packing and shipping day. And I was going to go across and get the furniture. I went across yesterday to try to get the furniture. It wasn't there. I walked up the hill this morning with Lily, and the traffic is backed up all the way like miles and miles on the interstate. I don't know what's going on. But I decided I will not be going to Bismarck today because I'm not going to sit in traffic. I just had to stop in and drop off my like. Oh, your like for the video? Oh, well, thank you. We appreciate you, Jefferson. Good morning, Louisa. What beading materials do you suggest for a rear view mirror charm? Oh, well, all of them. There's construction between I-94 and Bismarck Expressway. How are the new digs? It's going pretty good. We've gotten a lot of stuff put away. There's no more totes in my living room, so I've ordered some furnitures online. I got a TV stand coming, a bench, and what else? Oh, the floating shelves. The floating shelves for the beachy theme, and they're supposed to be here, but there's construction. Is it gonna? What do you mean? Like just started, or like it's gonna be going on forever? It is very backed up. Yeah, I see that. It was backed up all the way back past the inner pass thingy over here. Stringing materials, specifically. Oh, stringing materials, I would use Softlex. Yeah. If you used a string like a, I mean, you could use string if you want to, but generally these are going to be sitting in hot cars, and eventually over time being in sun, it'll probably break down the string. I mean, it might take a long time, but it'll probably break it down. A plastic string, like one of those clear fishing line type, would probably not be good. So I would go with soft flex. And if it's going to be banging around in the car, probably heavy if you can get away with it. If you have big enough holes in your beads, go with heavy. Medium would probably be fine. That's what I would go with. If you do have to go, take the Memorial Highway to the Expressway instead. Yes, they started today, and is Bismarck Mandan Road Report. This has been your Bismarck Mandan Road Report. Okay. All right, thank you. Back to Randy at the studio. So it appears like I will not be driving by the camels, because that's the road that goes by the camels. Instead, I gotta go by not the camels, the other one. Can't go wrong with soft flex. Not too long, or it will bang up against the glass. Also true. You guys, have you guys seen this video of these ladies making these plants? Where they put the green beads on, and then it's like a succulent plant. And now people are making some. Back to Randy at the Thunderhorse Descendant live desk. Yeah. Jeff, our eye in the sky. Thank you, Jeff. We hope you have a wonderful day. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, we're going to work on packing and shipping, but we don't have to go to Bismarck for that because we just go to Mandan to go drop that off. We're going to work on this listing with the joiners, the filigree joiners, to make them being sold by the pair. And we're going to prepare to watch a bargain beadbox video tomorrow during the members only live and give our thoughts. All right, guys. Well, we'll start working on this little guy tomorrow, and I'll be back here in the morning doing things and stuff. You're welcome. Tune in daily at 9 a.m. Central Time for the latest. You know what's funny is Jeff's uncle is a meteorologist. Yes, I want to do that with my bead soup. Yeah, I saw that they were pretty cute. Although I will say there was some ladies who were getting a little wild, and it kind of just looked like not a plant anymore. And I'm just like, okay. So I guess you gotta I would put another little styrofoam ball on top of it. You haven't seen them? So they're basically just making like one strand of beads. Like one strand of beads, and then they have a pot. And in the pot, they've glued a styrofoam ball. And then they take this like staple, and they put the like 3-4 pieces of string with the beads on, and they stick it in the styrofoam to make it look like a plant. And they do this a whole bunch, and then it comes out of the pot and it looks like a plant. And then you like put it up somewhere, and it's supposed to like cascade down. I think the ones that I've seen, I would put a little something in the top of the styrofoam to give it a little more like volume on the top, you know, like your hair, so it's not just flat. Mine's flat. But give a little volume on the top, and then maybe use a different type of wire on some of them so you can kind of wear them out, and so they're not just like, you know, all the same size, length, and like, because then they don't really look very 3D, you know what I mean? I hope everyone has a great day. Yes. All right, guys. I hope you all have a lovely, spectacular, amazing beading day today. You can feel free to go to the Facebook group and share with us what you're working on. I'll put it in the thing here. Maybe I will. Facebook. Where are you at? There you are. There we go. There's the Facebook group and the website. If you want to check those things out, you are more than welcome. And let us know what you're working on today. And I'll be back tomorrow. We'll be working on this lab necklace. I hope that you found some kind of inspiration and or support in your day. And we will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.